Welcome back. Let's continue talking about the BRD overview document created by the Ministry of Electronics and IT, Part 2, where we are covering what all has been covered under the new BRD document, set up as probably guidelines and frameworks of how the government is expecting the fiduciaries to take the consent. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data privacy. And as I said, let's talk about the some of the topics. Part 2, Part 1 has been already covered yesterday. And also remember that for each of the topics that I'm talking of, there's a complete playlist of around 20 videos only covering the BRD document. So you can watch on my channel the complete playlist. So now we come on to the dashboards on the consent. What is expected out of them? They should give you the information of all active and past consents, the name of the entity, the purpose of the consent, the type of the data that was acquired, the timestamps, the status, when is the consent active or has it been withdrawn, the language of the consent and the expiry date of the consent, which is very important. Expiry, as we talked about, could be event triggered, could be time triggered. You say, I take your data and I'll process it for all my marketing activities, for example, for 6 months. You can say, I'm taking up your data for a particular marketing activity and I'll delete this 3 months after the end of the activity, right? Depending on how you handle it. From user point of view, what is it that the user should be able to do? He should be able to view and revoke his consent at any point in time. Withdrawal of consent is an equally big user right. So you can't deny him that right. He can edit or he can limit the purpose and scope, so that in a way means that the consent option should be granular. So he can edit, he can pick and choose what consent he wants to add, he can pick and choose what consents he wants to remove. He can raise complaints if he suspects any misuse of consent. He should be able to download all the consent trail logs, right? Very, very important. User should have all the information about how his consent has been utilized, when was it obtained, reobtained, etc. A consent manager registry has been included so that the consents become interoperable within the organization, outside the organization, making a centralized place where consents can be perhaps stored, making it easy, giving examples of the applications like UPIs using Aadhaar, a common platform, irrespective of what UPI app you are using, money gets transferred, right? So this helps in preventing the misuse of consents, enables a trust in the ecosystem-wide interoperability, aligns with the other examples like SEBI, NPCI, DigiLocker. DigiLocker has a repository of your PIIs and you can use it from there. It could be a common consent manager interface. That would be wonderful. Example, as we said, UPI applications where you choose any of the applications and your money moves around. You need to be ready for audit from consent point of view as well. Important. Your documented workflows, your immutable logs that contain complete information about each of the performance matrices and the way those performance matrices have been performing. There could be reviews from the Government of India, from the board, from the Ministry of Electronics and IT, right? There could be reviews from there, and then in those reviews, they'll check how these performance matrices are moving on. The review cycles would be regular, and if there are gaps, there could be a possibility of suspension or revoking of the license of you acting as a consent manager, right? And you are expected to have a dashboard so that the auditors can access reports online on their own. A grievance redressal system, complete ticketing mechanism where a user can enter a detailed explanation with screenshots, rotational notifications when a person complains, when you respond, you are expected to acknowledge within 24 hours, respond within 7 days, a feedback mechanism. You believe that you have closed it, but what does the customer say? What is his feedback on it? And if again there is an issue, he has to have an escalation path, and still if he is not happy, he can go back to the board and the board can review your consent grievances as well. So you need to have immutable logs of each of the grievances that you have received, right? Oversight body, which could be Data Protection Board or Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Finally, what are we expecting as the future of consent manager in India? Scalable, common platforms, interoperable, can be exchanged, at some stage where the users are or the principals are not required to enter their personal information in different organizations. Let them have a machine readable set of personal information so that that can be imported as it is. Portable as well. I want to exit out of service from you. Can I have a portable way where I can pick up my consent from you and just as it is embedded into a similar service provider? Version control of each of my consents. When was the given? When did it revoked? When were the granular parts of it revoked, etc. And finally, is the consent future ready? These are some of the future items that are expected to come up in a few months or years. Right now, what is important is the implementation of the DPDP Act 2023. This document is a framework, a guided principle. It's not a rule yet. It's not a law that you have to follow everything of this document, but you can take good guidelines and start your preparation right now. And if you need any help, my contact details are available in YouTube video description. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you like the content of this video, please press the bell and the like icon. Subscribe to my channel. We'll be talking about more topics of privacy, and I would like to repeat that there are around 20 videos on BRD document on my channel and a separate playlist, both in English and Hindi, and you can go through them, each of them one by one. Thank you.